Hi, you've tuned in to Forever Wood Carpentry and Joinery. My name's Chris and I'm the boss at Forever Wood Carpentry and Joinery. I've been asked on many occasions to do a sink for a downstairs toilet in our house by my wife, and here we are. I've started, so it keeps the video shorter and keeps you interested. Choosing the wood. I've always been a fan for walnut. Because it has a lot of grain, it's a nice timber, it varnishes up very well. Choosing the timber is something that you will have to look into as to your decor. Certain timbers are not so good. I have here a piece of African red, and as you can see, it's not really a grainy looking timber. Whereas if you look at a piece of walnut, you have a lovely grain and it finishes up really smooth when you get that finish. So that's what I've gone for. With your local timber yard, they can supply you with mostly whatever timber you would like. As I say, I've gone for walnut. This is African red. You can do it in oak, you can do it in numerous different timbers. Finishes at a later date we'll go over. With your timber yard, you can get timber already planed, cut to whatever you want. So it's not hard if you don't have a tremendous workshop like I have. What I've done is I've created a small drawing, which is very, very simple. And you can see I've done it in stages. Obviously, once you've chose your wood, you would then cut off a section, which here is your base. There's two pieces of timber joined, and one is turned over from the other so that the grain is alternated. It stops warping and twisting because one will work against the other. On the next stage, as I've drawn here, it's glued and pieced together. Obviously you can see I've put the different grains alternatively. I've cut that section out to give me the base, and with the strips here, which you can also see here, your local timber yard will be able to help you out with this. What I've done is, on the other part, excuse me one second, I've taken an old scrap piece of timber and I've drawn out a square section to keep it equal. I've literally divided it into sections, and I've got myself a cheap compass. This doesn't have to be expensive, it's a compass, but it does help if you've got a little locking mechanism. So once you've found your centre and then you've worked out how big your base is going to be, then you can work out from there. So what I've done is I've done different settings so that when I cut these at different angles, I have my settings already here. And this is what I would go by for my first setting. So once I've done that and I've marked it, then I can set up my chop saw for an exact cut. All 8 cuts are going to be the same to give me that perfect circle once it's turned. The next stage would be to make it slightly bigger because I have an overlap. So that's what you're going to see on the next section, and also on the third section and the fourth section, and so on. This is what I've done here. So there is my base. Here's my first octagonal shape, my second and my third. I will be cutting another one because I want a slightly deeper sink. So once you have the choice of timber and you have your octagonal shapes, then it's a case of just gluing and piecing together. It sounds easy, and it is. It's not as hard as you think. So that piece of furniture that you've always fancied for your home is not too far away. As you can see here on my drawing, it is pretty much what I've done here. It took me about half hour to sit down, work out, and basically cut what I needed. So I'm going to go over to the saw and do my final cuts for the next layer, and I'll come back to you in a minute.